I think we might have triggered something, Barry and I, with the sugar articles we've been doing in INAB. Because the first thing that happened is 3 people in one day told me why they couldn't give up sugar. Because it's linked to something that's a ritual for them, whether it's sugar in a coffee, or the 1:30 snack that gets you through the rest of the day, or the evening pick-me-up that says my day is done and my kids are in bed. So this is addiction. This is attachment. It's the same for people who give up smoking. It's tied to certain places and times and ways of knowing that you're well in the world, but it's no different than any addiction. And the point to say where the line is drawn is different for different people. You have to come to it for yourself, but I'm going to give you a couple of hints. One is you have to want what you're aiming for more than you want the sugar. So you can't just give up sugar, because it's just going to chase you around and give you a hard time and show up in all these different ways, and you're not going to know how to handle it. So you got to want something more. Okay, so you have to have a vision for yourself of what you want for yourself, and know that it's worth dealing with the pain of breaking up with sugar. As Michelle said, it's a relationship, and when you break up with a bad relationship, even if it's a bad relationship, there's going to be pain and it's going to be hard. So knowing that what you're doing is you're giving yourself something even better, you're giving yourself a great gift, is going to get you through. The second thing is you have to have something to replace it with. You cannot be wandering around your kitchen looking at your chocolate chip cookies and your little bit of sugar in there that you could put in your coffee and that. You have to have other replacements. When our family went gluten-free, the hardest time was the first 4 weeks, when we had to figure out the replacements for all the rituals that we had for all our meals and all our snacks. And slowly we started to replace it so that all that's in the kitchen is the options that work for us as a gluten-free family. So that's the same with sugar. You're going to have all these ways that your life revolves around particular meals or sauces or snacks that all of a sudden aren't available to you. So the first place to put your focus is, what can you replace it with that's going to be yummy, that is a treat for yourself? I recommend going out and buying something like your favorite fruit, like a pineapple, and cutting it up fresh into long strips or whatever, or making up, brewing up your porridge, and instead of putting sugar on it, you cook down a bunch of dates, so you've got this real soupy, syrupy, sweet taste, because your body still needs the sweetness, and there's nothing wrong with sweetness. Sweetness is part of our life. It's a part of our we're wired for sweetness. So you're not cutting out sugar out of your life. You're just starting to cut the white sugar out, and then slowly the process will continue to refine itself. The third thing is to be kind to yourself, because lots of people can draw the line and then that's it. There's no looking back. Barry did it beautifully, and it's possible. But just make yourself small goals. I'm going to get through this day without eating sugar. When I was climbing a mountain in the Himalayas, I got so tired at the end that I knew that I wasn't going to make it to the top of the mountain, but I made myself a deal. I made myself a deal that I could do 10 steps at a time, and after I got done with 10 steps, I'd decide about the next 10 steps. And I literally counted my steps 1 to 10, stopped, took a big deep breath, and decided, yes, in fact, I had another 10 steps in me, and I got to the top of the mountain. I could not even have conceived it at the time. I was just crushed. It had been such a long day. So that's the way you do it with sugar. You just chunk it down into sizes that you can say yes to. Yes, I can get through this meal. I can replace this meal. Then the next meal. And each one is a step. And your momentum of just making that decision for yourself, because that's what you're doing. You're giving yourself a gift to yourself, will carry you along. Okay, so that's my top 3. To review, 1 is want something more for yourself. 2 is have replacements. And 3 is break it down into smaller steps so that you know that you can do 10 steps and then rest and decide to carry on. And all of a sudden you'll look back and you'll be at the top of the mountain. I wish you all the best with this project. I think there's great support out there right now. A lot of people in the INAB community have decided to join into Michelle's sugar group. There's been a lot of conversation with me via email about why people can't do it, or why it's not the right time. So I'm really encouraging you to ask yourself if you could do this 10 steps at a time, one step at a time, and join in and do something great for yourself.